Hi, I'm Maxine Dang. I'm the new COO of Profitable Designer. Thank you so much for taking the time, just helping Patrick hopping on to check on everyone's progress inside the program. So for everybody who hasn't got the chance to get to know you, can you give us a quick intro on who you are and the type of design work that you do, please?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Kaya. I'm based in Southeast London, in the UK, and I'm a predominantly a residential interior designer, but I also do a little bit of commercial interior design as well.
Great. And how long have you been in the Profitable Designer program for?
Um, I think it's coming up to about 18 months, so just under a year and a half now since I joined.
Okay. And where were you in your business when you joined the program? Like, what made you decide to join?
So the business was going well. It was off the ground, it was making money, but I was struggling to make consistent amounts of money, and I was also struggling to increase my revenue. I needed clarity in how to go from where I was to a certain big leap, without me having to try and figure it all out, because we all know trying to do that on your own takes a
Mhm.
lot of your time. And whilst you're juggling client work, you kind of want someone to hold your hand and teach you the ropes. I was very ready when I joined to take the business to the next level, basically.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And ever since you joined, how have you enjoyed your experience inside the program so far?
So it's actually been really good because I have been in programs before, but they are kind of short term. You kind of go into set most programs. You're there with, with the mentor and the group for a few weeks or a few months, and then everyone goes their separate ways, and the mentor picks up a new bunch of people, for example. But this is very different. This is very much, if you're coming in, you're here for a long time. You're building real connections with a real community. You get ongoing support from Patrick and the team, and the learnings, most importantly, the course is not just to get you from A to B, is to get you from A to B, then B to C, then C to D. So there is, as much work as you're willing to put in for as much growth as you're wanting to see. Um, so that's been a game changer, if I may say so. So every time I achieve a goal, I'm like, right, what's next? And I don't have to look very far. I can just come
Hmm.
back to the program, and then, the program and the team and the community takes me to the next phase of it. Um, and I have to say the program itself is extremely thorough. And it works on many things, of course, the tangible actions and stuff, but also on a whole load of mindset aspects as well, which I think is really important to have. So yeah, in a nutshell, it kind of addresses so many of the needs that I had and still have in my business.
100%. It's really great to hear about your experience inside the program. And I know we've mentioned growth. So what type of results have you seen ever since you start implementing the teachings and the strategies of the program?
So, we all speak about revenues, and that's probably the biggest and first thing, right? So I have probably times my revenue by 3 times since starting with the profitable designer. My conversion rate, used to be floating somewhere between 20-30%. It's much higher now at sort of 40%. With Patrick's advice, I've increased my prices by about 35% from the time that I joined. Now my fees are much higher. I've, I'm selling so much better because there's an entire module on sales and how to do that and how to close. My proposal is so much stronger, which obviously helps the sale process. I'm getting far better caliber of people. I'm getting, therefore, better budgets to work with. I think the whole thing is, obviously, most people think just about revenue and profits, but yes, my revenue has been great. My profits are about, I'm about 75% profitable at the moment each month, sometimes more. Um, there is those two, but there's also the other caliber of clients, the amount of leads that are coming in, the quality of leads that are coming in, then how I'm handling those leads. And, there's a whole other thing as well that's really helped the entire business. And also through the teachings, I'm now seeing how I'm serving my clients and how I can do that better in less time and more efficiently and still retain the high level of service I'm providing, and therefore me being very valuable to my clients. So it's a whole thing altogether. It's a whole umbrella basically that's come my way, and it helped in every part of the business.
100%. Being able to be more efficient and still offering value is such a big part of like the teachings of the program. And with that being said, what has been your biggest aha moment ever since you've joined Profitable Designer?
There's quite a few, but Patrick is very good at explaining things in layman's terms. So most people in the course will know the lettuce versus the salad bag. A head of lettuce is say £1 or $1. But then when you chop a few of that stuff and put it with a few other things, nicely package it into a salad bag that's ready to grab and go and just eat, then that kind of sells at £3.99, £4.99. And it's that difference really in what you offer versus the solution that you provide to your client actually. And my biggest aha moment has been very much about me differentiating myself in terms of I design, yes. However, I do so much more than designing in between, before, after for each of my clients. So I'm not just a designer, I'm a solution finder. I am someone who will take their hand, hold it all the way to the finishing line so they don't have to think about a million and other things that comes with a pretty design. And for myself to see myself like that and then convey that to a prospect client, it's been the biggest game changer.
That's amazing to hear. And ever since you come into the program, how has this experience changed the way you look at your business moving forward?
I'm dreaming far bigger than I did. That's the truth. I was already ambitious, but I think that's gone a notch up now. I can see, I have hit so many milestones, so many goals that I've had in the last sort of 18 months-ish, that I'm not scared about having bigger goals because I know they're already around the corner. Now, the course is obviously, it takes work. You don't just sign up to Patrick's course and then expect magic to happen. You've got to put the work in. But if you do put the work in like I have, you really do get the rewards for it. And the sky is your limit, as cheesy as it sounds, it really is. So dreaming big and seeing kind of beyond where I am right now or what tomorrow brings allows me to then plan my work today and tomorrow towards that direction. And I'm not left with thinking, how am I going to do this or how am I going to do that? Because the course kind of lays it out very clearly how to get to the next step and the next step and the next step.
That's awesome. It sounds like you're on the right track, and we're so excited to be a part of your journey. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I'll see you inside the program.
You're very welcome. Thanks a lot, Maxine.